This is Zentangles, the final project, part 1, starting your animal. The final project for our Zentangle unit is going to be a Zentangle animal. Your final drawing will include the outline of an animal filled with Zentangles, like this awesome dragon on the right. Think about what animal you might use for this project. Maybe think, what's your favorite animal? If we were in class, I would have you type it into the chat box. You will be adding a background, so be sure to consider this in your plans. Here are some options for your backgrounds. The background could be Zentangle patterns in a different color, like you see in this example here of this adorable penguin. Or you could add color to emphasize the animal and leave the background as just black and white Zentangles. So you are going to be doing something in the background, but the background could just be black and white. Or you could draw details from the animal's environment, like the trees in the background of this giraffe, and you could add Zentangles to that. So here are this week's step-by-step instructions. Step 1, get your paper. Hopefully you still have your art kit in which you have paper of different sizes with 3-ring hole punched, okay? There should be a larger size and a smaller size. What you want for this drawing is the larger size 3-hole punched paper. It feels heavier, it should be a little thicker. That's the paper you want. It's the larger 3-hole punched paper. You want this because this drawing will end up being the cover of your sketchbook. We'll put the sketchbooks together at the end of this project and your drawing will become the front cover. Now, if all you have is the smaller size paper, if you can't find it, or if your dog ate it, or it's just like super crumpled, that's okay. Still do this project. Step 2, find an animal silhouette to use for your project. The silhouette is an outline of an object without any details inside it. There are some examples here, but these are too small. Here's what I recommend. I recommend creating a temporary Google slide, just like a fake slideshow. You don't have to save it, all right? But create a Google slide and insert an image like we did for the digital collages, but this time you're going to search for an animal silhouette. So here's what I mean by that. Here's a screenshot where I did just this. I went up to insert. I'm in a Google slide. I went up to insert. I went to image, searched the web, and this search box popped up. I typed in cat silhouette. Now I have all these options. So now watch what I'm going to do with that. So you're going to choose whichever silhouette you want, insert it into your slide, and then make it as large as possible. All right? You may need to turn it on its side in order to make it even larger, but I'm not kidding. Make it as large as possible. You'll see why. Then step 3, you're in a slide. Go into present mode to make the silhouette as large as it possibly can get on your screen. Hold your paper up to the screen. You should be able to see the silhouette through it. And then gently trace the outline of the silhouette with a pencil. Be very gentle. Now you need to make your animal large enough so there is an even balance between the positive and negative space. This is new art vocabulary, positive and negative space. Here's what that means. Positive space is the animal itself, the object itself. That's the positive space. The negative space is the background or the space around the animal. And you want an even balance between the positive space and the negative space. In other words, don't make your animal small. Make it fill a lot of the page. Step 4, break up the positive space into at least 5 sections and try to use the animal's anatomy to create these sections. So here for this parrot, I used the animal's anatomy to divide it up into sections. The tail, is a section. The wing is a section. The head is a section. The belly is a section. The beak is a section. I used the animal's anatomy to help make my sections, but you need at least 5 sections. Step 5, start filling in each section with a unique Zentangle pattern. These could be Zentangles you practiced last week or new ones you invent. But for this step, take your time. Go slowly, draw carefully, and use Skinny Sharpie. I recommend just drawing straight away with the Skinny Sharpie. It will force you to slow down. It will force you to draw carefully. This is not a fast step. Be patient and take your time with it. All right, this is not a race. Now, if you really want to or you really need to draw your Zentangles in pencil first, you can do that, but you'll then have to go over them with Skinny Sharpie afterwards. So it will be twice the work. So I recommend drawing in Skinny Sharpie, just being very careful and very slow. So your assignment this week is to fill in the positive space. Fill in your animal. This parrot is not done. The tail has not been filled in yet, but I will. So this week, fill in the animal with at least 5 Zentangles, 5 different ones. Save the negative space, save the background for next week. You do not have to do the background this week. This week, we're only doing the animal itself. This is the final project. We're starting the final project this week. So I need to make sure you know what's on the rubric. This is what I'm grading for this project. Number 1, your artwork shows complex Zentangle patterns using a wide variety of motifs. Your animal has at least 5 Zentangles. Second, a large silhouette of an animal creates a balance between the positive and negative space. A large silhouette. Third, artwork is neatly drawn. Take your time, draw carefully. Fourth, creativity. Motifs are elaborated on to create complex, unique patterns. Space is broken up in an interesting way. And finally, the photograph of your artwork is in focus, close up, and well lit by natural light. Your name and the date appear in the photograph. It is very important that you plan ahead so that you can finish this and take the photograph during the daytime so you get natural light. Do not take a photograph at night. Lamps will ruin the color in a photograph. When you have added all 5 or more Zentangles to your animal, take a good quality photo, attach that photo to this assignment, and turn it in. All right, that's this week. Remember, this week you are not doing the background, you're just doing your animal. All right, that's it. Email me if you have any questions. Otherwise, have fun. Good luck.